prevent the development of cancer by removing her ovaries and her fallopian tubes. In 2013, she also reportedly had a preventative double mastectomy after genetic testing revealed that she was at high risk for both breast and ovarian cancer, which claimed her mother's life in 2007. And she also lost other family members as well.
Her maternal grandmother was diagnosed with it too. The 39-year-old actress's brave and proactive decision leaves many women with questions about their own health. Dr. Jessica Shepard is here with answers. Yay! Good morning.
Answers for everybody. Answers for everybody.
Yes. Okay.
Very hot topic.
We love you, but we need some answers for this because it brings up. And she did say when she announced this is my choice.
Her journey.
I encourage you to have your own journey, but let's talk about what she did and why she did it, perhaps.
And I think that is the most important question because I think people seeing this I'm glad she spoke out because this brings light to ovarian and breast cancer, which a lot of women don't want to talk about. So now that it's brought into the spotlight and people want to talk about it, it's very important to know who is at risk. She was someone who had very high risk because of the gene mutation, which is also known as the BRCA or the BRCA gene mutation. And that heightened her risk of breast cancer and ovarian cancer significantly. Almost to, when we look at women who are exposed to this gene mutation, to the age of 70, they have a risk of getting breast cancer from 45 to 80%.
Wow.
And ovarian cancer from about 11% to 62%.
Oh,
so I will say this, and I think this is the most important part, is that genetic mutations are very rare. Okay? So they cause about 5 to 10% of breast cancer.
So she had to happen to fall into that small
category. And that small category alone made her choose the decision that she wanted to do. So she did the bilateral mastectomy 2 years ago. And because she had an increased risk for ovarian cancer, she decided to go ahead and get her ovaries out in addition because she had that additional risk.
Now, why not choose to get the full hysterectomy?
Beautiful question. I love that. That's such
She's so smart, so good.
Because, well, you know what? When you have friends who dealt with these things, it's like, okay, but wait, does that really protect her?
And this goes to anatomy, all about anatomy, pelvic health. The ovaries are actually separate from the uterus. So this is a uterine disease, or ovarian disease, rather. Not a uterine disease.
Got it.
So we also do take the fallopian tubes, generally when we take the ovaries, when we're doing prophylactic surgery for someone who has a high risk. Absolutely. And the reason we take the fallopian tubes is because they have similar tissue to the ovaries, and studies now have even shown that maybe ovarian cancer may originate from the fallopian tubes.
Wow, and they're just a vessel that carries the egg. Like you would think that
the small little delicate tubes can actually be, some of the causes of this ovarian cancer that women have.
Wow.
Okay, now let's talk about the test for the BRCA.
Yes.
Overall, is it something that's covered by insurance? How do you decide to take it? And then what do you do?
And this falls back again into the very rare gene mutation of the BRCA gene mutation. If you have, again, she had a mother and a grandmother, so first degree relatives. It's also when they were diagnosed or if they passed from the disease that they acquired. That allows you to be a little bit more high risk to even test for the gene. So before the testing, usually people get genetic counseling. So that's important too. So genetic counseling is something that, again, is it covered by insurance? Most insurances cover it. Medicaid, you do have to have either, again, significant family history, someone who's been diagnosed, someone who's died, or a personal history yourself.
Got it.
To get the genetic counseling and then get the genetic testing. And I think that's important to talk about because a lot of women who have breast cancer, it's 1 in 9 for breast cancer overall, are going to think, oh, do I need genetic counseling and also do I need to get genetic testing? So again, you have to, look at all the factors, and that comes into discussing that with your doctor because they're going to screen you. Absolutely, because they're going to screen you and they're going to ask you, does your mother have it? Does your grandmother have it? Were they diagnosed early? What are your risks? And she knew her risks, and she chose to do that.
But every woman who tests positive for the BRCA genes, it really still is up to them whether or not they chose what Anjelina chose, correct?
Yes, because there are other options, whether you want to do chemotherapy, just one breast, which is affected, to also monitor with imaging, whether it's MRI, mammogram, ultrasound for the ovaries. Those are very conservative ways of managing. Hers was probably the most aggressive. But again, those are all options. And everyone's journey is different. Everybody's journey is different. So she chose to do that. A lot of people are upset that she didn't get her ovaries taken out right at the time of the mastectomy. But again, that was up to her, and she did address that in her story that she just wasn't ready at that time to take her ovaries.
That's a hard thing to do.
There's menopause after you take your ovaries. Ovaries are gone, you hit menopause.
Yeah. And her mother was diagnosed so young at 49.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just...
And so that
she's
raised her
39.
risk right out the roof.
Exactly.
But you know what? Thank God she has her family, because that's what she wanted.
And that was important to her, and that's what she chose. And I think she made a very brave decision, brought the topic to the spotlight, and I think women are better for knowing all this information now.
She is a brave woman, and we're better off that she's on this planet, making sure we pay attention to it. Thank you so much,
You're
Dr.
so welcome.
Shepherd.
Make sure you talk to your doctors.
We will.
Yes.
I bother my doctor. That's how much I talk to her. She's like,
she's a screen for you at the front desk. She's like, she's back. She's back.
But she still loves me. Listen, if you have more questions for Dr. Jessica Shepherd, please go to her website, herviewpoint.com. And if there's nothing else you got from this today, take care of yourself. All right, let's talk weather for you.